Hi, I'm Steve Finn, and I've got some tips here for you for when you're actually applying to join a franchise brand. So when it comes to franchising, one of the things that you'll find is that you can't just walk up to a franchisor, which is like head office, and say, hey, I want to buy one of your franchises. It's actually an application process. So yes, you'll be buying it and you'll be paying a fee to join, but you also need to be approved to be granted a franchise to be able to join that group. So it's a little bit like applying for a role as an employee. You know, you can't just walk in and say, I'll have a job with you guys, please. They want to check you out. They want to know who you are, what your background is, what your experience is, and see whether or not that they want you to join their organisation because you're going to add value to it, and whether or not they're going to want to actually then work with you as well on a daily basis. So that's sort of what's in their mind. So I wanted to give you some tips here around what is in the franchisor's mindset when they're actually meeting with you and the things they look for. Because if you know these, well, when you're going to meet with a franchisor, well, you can use these to your advantage because you already know what's in their mind. So the first thing that I've written here is protect the brand. The number one thing that a franchisor is focused on is brand protection. Depending on the brand that you're joining, that business might be worth $1 or $2 million, or it could be worth literally hundreds of millions of dollars. So the way they see it is you're applying to join it, they're going to put their sign above your door, so to speak. So they want to make sure that you're not going to then damage the brand for them and then damage the brand for all the others that have also invested in and operating a business on a day-to-day basis. So they're definitely thinking of that, brand protection. They also want to make sure that you're easy to get along with. So it's a business relationship, and the franchisor is going to be talking with you, on a daily, a weekly, or a monthly basis, depending on what it is and what support you might need. But particularly in the early days, probably on a daily basis. So they want to know that you're easy to get along with. They don't want to think that you're going to be really have combat with them all the time and be really hard to work with, etc., etc. So one of the things they're looking for is sort of an easygoing personality and a way to see that you're sort of cooperative, I guess, in that sense. The third thing is the franchisor is looking to see that you can add value to the brand and to your fellow group of franchisees that also own one of the franchises, and that you can contribute to the brand and contribute to the group. So with contribution, what they're looking for is feedback. Will you be the kind of person who'll continually give good positive feedback and good constructive feedback about how to improve the system and how to improve things? Will you contribute to group meetings? When there's meetings that are on, say every month or two in your state, will you come along and contribute with passion your ideas and your thoughts around making the business better for everyone? When they're sending out surveys to you guys as franchisees looking for feedback, will you always complete the survey and send it back so that they're getting the information they want so they can then provide a better service across the board? That's what they're looking for, adding value to the brand and contributing to the brand. Other things in their mind, I guess, is that if you're going to meet with a franchisor, be punctual, be on time. If your meeting's at 2 o'clock, get there before 2 o'clock. Look professional. It's a business meeting. When you go and meet with a franchisor, it's a business meeting. So wear a pair of pants and a shirt or whatever is appropriate to go along and actually meet with them. When you're talking to the franchisor, one of the things I'll really respect is if you're asking for their advice. So what I mean by that is an example is saying to them, look, if you were me and you were coming into this business, what are two or three things that you'd make sure that you certainly do when you ran this business? What's some of the things that you would advise me that you've seen some of your really top franchisees do when they run their business, and then perhaps the lower performers, the things that they do? What sort of things should we avoid and what sort of things should we do? I'd really appreciate your advice because they're a world of knowledge. They know the business inside and out, and they know the way all the owners operate them. And believe me, no matter how many owners you've got, if you've got 10, 20 or 100, it's no different. They're operating the same brand in a similar demographic and a similar opportunity, but you're not going to have all 100 of them doing the same. You'll get all sorts of results along the way, and usually the biggest influencer on those is the owner themselves and how they run their business day to day. So you want to know, what are the good people doing? And what are the people that aren't as successful, what are they doing? So then for you, you can apply these things when you actually then own and run your business, and they'll appreciate you asking for that advice. And I guess the last thing is collaboration. They're looking to see that you'll collaborate, because along the way, as you actually go through the process of applying for the business, doing your training, getting things set up, there's going to be a lot of things that happen that are going to need a bit of flexibility. So it might be around when you can make training, or it might be around paying a certain fee that you need to before you can then do this part in your preparation. There's lots of things, and sometimes they want to feel that you'll work in with them and that you're flexible and you'll collaborate with them to get the end goal. They don't want to feel like there's always going to be a battle on their hands for every little single thing that sort of happens along the way. Why would they want to be in business with someone like that? So this is the sort of stuff that they're looking for, and now you've got that in your mind. When you go and apply to join a franchise organisation, you'll have a good understanding of what the franchisor is thinking.